gonna be safe and sound tonight.
Hello everyone, today we're talking about school math and the mathematical formulas for private school in Ancapistan. Now, there is no regulations for private school, and public school is banned. It is illegal, which is great. I'm going to tell you why that's great in this video. So this is some math that I did prior in a meme, which I spread around quite a bit, and it had a little bit of an impact. You probably haven't seen it, so I'm going to go over this math again. This is the property tax in my area, the percent of which goes to schooling, and then this is the percent of homes with a child in a school. This is approximate. With just these three numbers, you can get this figure right here. This is how much you're paying into the public school system per student. This is the average from Google, 22 students per classroom, which gives you a revenue of $28,600 per classroom. This is derived also from Google, $70,000 a year per teacher divided by 12. You get $5,800 per month. You divide by 30 hours a week, and it gets $49 per hour. Now you just take these costs right here, the income, and divided by the teacher. You get a profit rate of 390% for public school. Now remember, just because it is a quote-unquote public institution does not mean it doesn't make a profit. In fact, that often means that it makes a massive, massive profit, because public institutions generally are not subject to market forces, and they obscure their pricing and their revenue through an intermediary and through the taxation system, much like this obscures the true cost of schooling. This whole formula, you have to deduce this formula through reverse algebraic computations, right? So by obscuring all of the money they're bringing in through an intermediary, through the property tax system, they can hide their revenue and they can hide their profit rate. Anyway, moving on to Ancapistan. Ancapistan would not be 5 days a week because that just doesn't make sense. Schooling is meant to be schooling. It's not meant to be babysitting. It's ridiculous. Ancapistan would completely and strongly reject the 40-hour work week, the 9 to 5, all of that. None of it would exist. It would all be torn to pieces, and rightfully so. So this is 6 hours a week, 4 days a week as one option, and this is 6 hours a day, 2 days a week as another option. This would be your very affordable, very bare bones education. And this would be a little bit higher education. This would be the equivalent of public school, except it would be much, much better because we're not following the curriculum, and it's not a sad, oppressive babysitting program. So you have a little bit lower students per classroom. Your teacher salary is also much lower because there's no union and everything like that. Well, there might be a union, but it wouldn't be quite as powerful. You do the math. You can just do some calculations based on all of this input numbers, and you get $190 a month at a 13% profit. So this is essentially what you would be looking at for a higher end income in the Ancapistan education system. Now, we already have a schooling cost of $15,000 per year, just this 1,300 times 12. And we're already down to $2,300 with this schooling system. If we move to the the low class, affordable, but it would still be good. You'd still be covering mathematics, history, reading and writing. Obviously, is hugely, hugely important. All of these things, law, economics, these can all be covered in 2 hours a week, or 2 days a week. Sorry. There's just so much waste, and there's so much sad kind of like babysitting, really, with traditional schooling, with public school. So this would be far more engaging, far more affordable. So going down the numbers for the more affordable system, you have a larger classroom, but it's still not bad. It's still manageable at 40 students. especially if the students are well behaved, if the students are mature, and they have a good home, right? 40 students would be very, very manageable, and I couldn't really see too many problems with it. You have student income or the school income at $1,400, down from $3,800. But because you have half the hours and the teacher is getting paid slightly less, maybe the teacher, will have less education themselves, or it's a lower quality teacher, or they're just, they just take the lower salary because that's the market for this school system. You have your total teacher salary per month, $1,200, which is a lot of money in Ancapistan, let's be honest. You could even lower these numbers and lower these prices, and the equilibrium will actually work out because the teachers' expenses are so much lower in Ancapistan that they can actually be very, very happy and very, very prosperous with a lower wage. Anyway, you have $1,400 and $1,200. Your profit rating is looking pretty good right now as an institution. So you can come in at a price of $35 to really meet those market needs and to really satisfy your customers, right? None of this happens in public school. None of this exists. I mean, lowering the price of schooling to meet the demands of the market and to meet the demands of the customers, the parents. None of that exists. Changing the length of the school day or changing how many days per week to meet what parents desire and what families desire and what students desire is not part of the conversation in public school. It can't be. It's such a rigid system. People hate public school. People have so many problems with public school, and they've had problems with public school for decades, and it's never going to change because it's such a top-down, rigid system. In Ancapistan, there will be so many different kinds of learning, so many different kinds of scheduling, so many different kinds of teaching and teachers and ways of teaching. You could honestly bring this down to like $30 a month. Well, not quite, because we're at zero. But if, let's say, since it's Ancapistan, the teacher makes $20 an hour. Now you're set bumped up to 25%. You could get maybe like $27, $28 a month for schooling in Ancapistan. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I honestly wouldn't even want to pay this much, $200 a month. I might go for like something like $40 a month. Maybe get a slightly lower classroom. Actually, I don't know. 40's not too bad. So the teacher, this school, right? They could have 2 days a week. They could have a larger classroom, and then they could even hire, some kind of after-school system where students who need the help can get the help, and that extra teaching assistant, that extra employee, might push their costs up to $35, right? It might be $35 a month, but you're paying an extra $10 a month for that added service within the school system. And this extra $10 a month too would cover cover the building, and cover there wouldn't necessarily be a janitor, there wouldn't necessarily be a cafeteria, there wouldn't be a bus driver. So this would actually be like a really, really accurate range of what to expect for private school pricing in Ancapistan, which I haven't done this math yet. So, and it's really important because education is a necessity. Public school is not a necessity, but education is. And so it's really important that this math gets done, and this video is to showcase what to expect in this new and beautiful world that we're all building together. Anyway, that's it. Thank you, and have a nice day. Some quick bonus math for you all. I have this bottom part, percent reduction versus public. Obviously, you have a 0% because this equals to 1. from 15,000 to 2,300 is a 85% reduction. And then from 15,000 to 420 is a 97% reduction. Wow. And I have this whole other chart for public university because I really felt like it needed to be explored. It has a lot different dynamics here. Now this is like teaching assistants. These are graduate students who are severely underpaid. I've heard some of them make as little as $9 an hour. You're paying 41% more even than public school for university tuition. This is off the internet. This is like an average per year. And with 150 students per classroom, this means each class is getting $275,000 a month. That works, the teacher's salary, you do the math. This is 15, if the teacher is working 15 hours a week, you're paying him $900 a month. Absolutely nothing. Peanuts. Ridiculous. So this works out to be the profit rate of your average public university. 30,450%. You are being fucked. Period. Even if you reduce this number down to 30, right? Even if it's 30 people per class, even if it's 15 people per class, right? Even the smaller classrooms, 2,950% profit. You are being fucked. Thank you and have a nice day.